Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Orzhov Adventure deck for Standard 2022. So at this deck's core, it is a Orzhov aggro deck, but we use the new Venture mechanic from the D&D set to help us get extra bits of value along the way and help us close out the game. So we're going to start out with the new Venture cards. We have our first Enabler and Payoff Nadar. So 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance. When it ETBs or attacks, venture into the dungeon, and then other creatures you control get +1/+1 as long as you've completed a dungeon. So basically you're trying to rush to complete either the Tomb of Annihilation or, or if I could select go through the UI, yeah. So either Tomb of Annihilation, which is the one I go through a lot, I go through the left route and make the opponent essentially lose 5 life and make a 4/4. Or if you're against an aggressive mirror, you can go for the Lost Mine of Phandalvar and get a bit of value along the way, draw a card, and then enable your Lord effect. But honestly, I'm a big fan of the Tomb of Annihilation. It's the one I go through a lot, and I don't go through the oubliettes a lot because discarding a land, and sacrificing a creature and an artifact is not where we want to be, and I think the double life loss is pretty relevant. So other ways to venture, we have the Triumphant Adventurer, 2 mana 1/1 Death Touch. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike, and whenever it attacks, you venture into the dungeon. So basically, this will trade for, or not even trade, this will kill anything that blocks it, as long as it has first strike or double strike itself. Any non-first striking creature this card will take out. It's basically a free venture every time you attack, and the opponent will want to use actual spot removal to take it out. And our last dungeon payoff and enabler is Borrowin of Clown Under. Borrowin? Yeah. So 4 mana 3/3, very poorly statted when it ETBs venture into the dungeon, and whenever it attacks, you get to reanimate a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield if you've completed a dungeon. So a little dungeon sub-theme to the aggro deck. Other new cards we have are the Loyal Warhound. So it is best of one. And if we're on the draw, you can play this on turn 2. Your opponent will have another land, and you get to fetch a plains. It essentially helps ramp you. So just a cute little one of. Also, 2 mana 3/1 Vigilance is pretty good in an aggressive deck. Other new cards we have are Ebon Death Dracolich. Basically just a 4 mana very recursive threat. We're trying to get our opponents dead, and a 4 mana 5/2 flash flyer that can reanimate itself as long as something died is super sweet. Don't forget, ETB's tapped, not a great blocker. As far as other new cards go, we have the Cave and the Hive. I'm a big fan of the Cave. A flyer on a land is super sweet, but it is a bit more expensive to animate, and the Hive can get in there with Menace. So I like a 2/2 split. It is not, well, the fact that they can enter tapped later in the game has not really bothered me. And Orzhov is one of the color combinations that have snarls, so your mana is typically good. Other cards, we have some cheap 1-drops, removal, solid 2-drops like Aspirant, more removal, Vanishing versus very good. Soul Shatter for big dragons, there's a ton of those in the format. Apparition, because it's just a super sweet card. If you're playing against a lot of Izzet dragons, you can sub it out and run Elite Spellbinder. You can try like a 2/2 split. I've been working with Apparition. I think I might go for a 2/2 split. We're gonna see. And we have Legion Angel. We're in best of one. We, need the angels on the sideboard. Also learn cards, Exhibition, Sciences, Probation, and Fumes. I fetched all those today, so honestly I'm really happy with the learn choices. And quote-unquote top end is Kaya. Your emblem lets you reanimate legendary stuff every turn. You have a couple legendary things like Nadar, Ebon Death, and Borrowin. And -3 exile something. +1 is relevant because we are a creature deck. So I'm trying to make the intros faster, but I did want to explain a couple card choices and go through the venturing sub-theme. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Deck list will be in the description down below as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, very aggressive hand. We are going to need a 3rd land, but we have a nice 1/2. So let's go. Oh, a nice 1/2/3 actually. So let's just hope we get there. We can turbo venture with this curve against mono red. Sure, whenever it becomes blocked, make a 1/1. If they want to trade, that's fine. If not, let the race begin. Yep. I could hold this basic in case I draw another Snarl, but I'm not sure what I want this to be. I guess this would be white. I guess this plays okay. It also doesn't reveal more information. Battle Cry Goblin. Okay. Let's attack. So where are we going? I kind of want to go into the Tomb of Annihilation. I know they're red, but we are definitely on the offensive. And we get a 4/4 at the end of this route. So I'm kind of feeling that. Do we just play land, go for Nadar? I guess so. Venture again. We're gonna take another 2. And then next turn I can go triple spell, which is pretty sweet, and venture another 2 times if the opponent doesn't interact with my board. They discard this. When it ETBs, create 2 1/1s. Okay. Hobgoblin Captain. Yeah, I'm not gonna block that. That's fine. Maybe there's a pump spell. I'm not gonna risk anything. And Spikefield Hazard. Okay. Oh, that's why they wanted to see if I'd block. Makes sense. So, I mean, we're going to attack, but I think they might trade. So we're going to go for a Bloodchief's Thirst on this thing. Attack again. I'm going to decline, take another 2 damage. Soul my opponent. And play our 1-drops out. Let's go. One more attack with Nadar and we get a 4/4, which is sweet. And a Lord effect because of Nadar. Charger, that's fine. You can give Charger haste. Okay, I guess they can't anymore. And that's it. So we can attack with Nadar, make this thing a 3/2, 2/2, and still a 3/3, but I think it's still worth attacking. Venture again. Get the 4 or 5/5 because of Nadar. Oh, let's go. It's a damage. I'm going to boast, and I'm going to hold land. The most expensive card in our deck is Kaya, and we'll be able to play it if we cast it, or if we draw it. Okay. I don't think the opponent's going to be able to kill me. I will make some blocks, though. This can go up to 1, 2... This can go up to 6. I think we just go like that. No blocks on the Charger. If they spend their turn pumping everything up, I think that's fine. Oh, everything that's +2/+0. Okay, and oh yeah, that is more than enough for GG's. So it is mono red goblins, but that is a real deck in this format, and we managed to just venture them out. That was pretty sweet. Okay, on the play, we have 1-drops and 2-drops. Let's go. So Hive in Eye Twitch into Adventurer, or Usher into Adventurer. It's more damage, and one of these will enter tapped because I want white on 2, but that's okay. Let's go. Let's see how fast we can complete a dungeon. Black, and turn's not over. Devour Intellect. What am I gonna drop off? I could drop off one of these lands. I could drop off one of the adventurers. Let's drop off one of these lands. We'll find more. So, Aspirant or Adventurer? I think we get Aspirant down. It presents a more immediate clock. And we don't have a venture payoff just yet. Perfect, we draw the land anyways. I'm gonna keep making the Usher bigger because Aspirant's more of a threat on its own. We need more black. We're gonna go Eye Twitch into the Adventurer. Let's go. What you got? Now we can start making Death Touch First Striker even bigger, and we get there. Yep, that's what a sweet little aggro curve will do for you. All right, sweet curve, let's go. 1, 2, probably another 2-drop on 3, and interaction in between. Now, the decision I've had to make all day is either Aspirant or Adventurer on 2. Ooh, since we have the Paladin, I'm kind of tempted to go for the Adventurer, but we're against blue-red dragons, meaning I think I also need a consistent source of card advantage, or no, it's not exactly card advantage, but it's value, a consistent source of value, and they have to basically put their game plan on pause for the Aspirant. Adventurer kind of requires the same thing, but it is less pressure and less of a must answer immediately. All right, they shoot my Usher. Now I can make an Nadar of 4/4 and lose 1 point of damage, which gets past Frostbite. So I'm gonna play the Pathway now to hold it basic in case we draw a Snarl, and I'm gonna go for Nadar. We're gonna miss out on 1 point of damage, but we're going to protect it from Frostbite. We're also going into the Tomb of Annihilation, just trying to get my opponent dead. Play around good old Frostbite. I mean, it doesn't play around another one of these, but statistically now they're more likely to just have a Frostbite. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. I mean, to be fair, it also does make sense that they had that because of the way they played the game out. So, just make Aspirant even bigger, not miss out on any damage this turn, and play out the Adventurer. If we see another Dragon's Fire, I'm just going to be sad. Like, it is what it is. They had triple removal spell. But at least Nadar gave us some sort of value. I guess that's what I kind of like about this deck, is that all our creatures are basically must-answer threats. 2 damage to any target. Opponent does not respect Luminarch Aspirant. I like, at all. Are we going to see another 2-mana removal spell? That would have been the worst. Eye Twitch. Fine draw. Since the opponent refuses to respect this card, might as well keep making it bigger. I guess the opponent's really just afraid of our venture cards. Okay. What's it gonna be? Goldspan Dragon, what a surprise. So, I'm gonna Vanishing Verse right now. If the opponent has a counterspell, it is what it is, and it looks like they don't. Okay, sweet. They have 2 mana though. Okay, Kaya with not land 5 is not great. We're gonna put the counter on the Aspirant. Again, just trying to play it on Frostbite. And say go. We don't have land 5. Can't get Kaya down. It is what it is. Expressive Iteration, okay. 2 mana draw 2 with a bunch of mana seems pretty strong. They find a Faceless Haven. My Aspirant's about to get bigger than it. Now they have 6 mana with the treasures. Okay, Galazeth Prismari. If we draw land, we can play Bloodchief's Thirst. Like, kicked. Sorry, if we don't draw land, we can play Bloodchief's Thirst, and if we do, we can play Kaya. So, kicked Bloodchief's Thirst on the Prismari. The opponent pretty much needs a counterspell here, or they're dead on board. Or a removal spell. Okay, they counter it for 3 mana. Fair enough. So I can put the counter on the eye twitch now. Attack, get in for 2. Put them to 3, and then they can be dead to this menace land. And the opponent has to block the aspirant. Oh, now they don't. Shit. Should have put the counter on the aspirant. I could put them to 1 guaranteed. Yeah, I definitely should have put the counter on the aspirant. To force a trade. Or force a chump block. That mistake might end up biting me in the ass. We'll see how relevant this Galazeth Prismari ends up being. They're at 1. They're dead to 1, 2, 3 things. And they have 3 cards in hand. Okay, draw 2. I mean, it uses their mana, but it can also help dig towards an answer. Land. Okay, they have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We can see an Alrund's Epiphany here, which isn't that great. I mean, extra turn is fine. It also gives them blockers, which is probably the most frustrating part about it. At least the 2/2 Eye Twitch has its upside. Like, it can block, what's it called? Birds from Alrund's Epiphany. Yeah, so definitely should have put the counter here. Reaching 2 lands. We learn. What are we learning for? I guess academic probation. I mean, that doesn't seem horrible. But if it's that, we can't cast Kaya or activate the Hive. I think we take it just for the long run in case we can't actually win next turn. They have 2 spells. Or 2 cards on hand at least. Nadar. Nadar ETBs and kills them. Which is hilarious. So, if I play Nadar, they need counterspell. And if they counter something, they can't activate Faceless Haven. Then I'm able to academic probation on the Galazeth Prismari. So I think we start here. Venture, try to kill them. If this resolves, they die. Sweet. Oh, they can discard a card. Ooh, they don't actually die. Each opponent loses 2 life unless they Okay, so discard a card. Or take 2. I'm gonna happily decline that. Okay. I could also name Alrund's Epiphany. Let's use academic probation. Can't attack or block. It's basically a dead creature right now. Saw it coming. All right. Now we make the Aspirant a 5/5. Get in there. Okay. So opponents on top deck. Can they live? They have a Faceless Haven. Good game. They drew a land. Okay, so a little bit sloppy, but we managed to take out Is It Dragons, just showing the straight up power of this deck. And the opponent's going to respectfully let us kill them. GG's. I could have also animated the land. They're just going to sacrifice a land here. It doesn't really matter. Or one of the treasures. Decline. Let's go. Go out like a champ. Take your 2 damage to the Tomb of Annihilation. That's also a pretty sweet way to go out. Chad Chino 9000. Respect. Well, I wish him all the best getting to Diamond. Okay, no 1-drop, but we have a 2/3, and we're gonna need another white, but I think this is okay. good enough to keep. We also have interaction with the Vanishing Verse against red. Ebon Death. Better against control, but can definitely be a annoying threat. Frostbite on 1. Basically just shock. Oh, it's just shock? Okay. I have not played against a shock in a while. And they played Goblin Javelineer? Sure. Something else is holding priority as well. I'm gonna play the Selfless Paladin. Next turn I can go Verse plus Eye Twitch. I think this time I go into the Lost Mine. Kinda want to scry. Look for my white source. And there's our white source. Perfect. And I have a feeling we're not going to be able to be as aggressive as I want to be. Okay, Charger. I'm not blocking this thing. This Nadara's Vigilance. Any attacks? No attacks. Okay. Interesting. I think I go for an attack now if they want to double block or block plus shock. That's like okay. They go for a Frostbite. Yep, 3 snow permanents. Nothing I can really do about that. Sad times. Second white source. Now what? I can Apparition plus Eye Twitch, or I can flash Ebon Death in. I think we flash in Ebon Death and also hold open Vanishing Verse. If we draw another land, then my next turn can be Apparition plus Vanishing Verse. And we can start clocking them for 5 a turn. But this deck seems to have a lot of 1 mana removal. And Ebon Death having 2 power is not great. But if this is in the yard and they take out an Apparition, we can also reanimate it. Trash Master. Okay, happy to Skyclave Apparition that. Ouch. Play out Ebon Death. Ideally we drew a land there, but it's okay. Swing in. Take the Trash Master. I could have also taken the Charger and used Vanishing Verse on the Trash Master, but I kind of like this play. Kaya is also interesting. It's a pretty sweet combo with Apparition. So land 5 here looks really good, or at least untapped land 5. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They just swing in. Okay, I think I trade with the Charger. It deals 1 damage to something. I don't necessarily want that damage to be super relevant, and they just point at face. I'm gonna fetch Sciences. It heals me up a little bit, and if I don't draw land, then I can go Sciences into Verse. And if I do draw land, then, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's fine. Okay, well that's kind of funny. I guess we're just playing Sciences anyways. Going to swing in, put the opponent to 10. Yep. Fetch, I guess, Plains. And hold open Vanishing Verse. Opponent dead in 2 turns. I love not having to worry about Embercleave. It's such a good feeling. Okay, so once they use that pump ability, I'm going to exile it. I know they still get all the pump, which concerns me, but at least they don't get all of the the extra goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We go to 4. Okay. Oh, we go to 6. Sorry. Oh man, math is tough right now. I just worked for 4 hours, guys. Give me a break. Okay, we could play Kaya. and remove something, or Kaya and plus. I'm going to swing in for 5, put the opponent dead next turn, play Kaya. Let's say the opponent has another one of these.
I changed the terms.
Then how bad is it? Pretty bad, right? I think we just have to exile this as their biggest goblin. Say go. I could have also held back Ebon Death. But I think having them dead next turn is really good. They need a way to remove it, or they need a way to kill me, and they don't have that many cards left. They could put me to 4 here. Watch them have double shock. And they scoop it up. Alright, we managed to take out the Goblins player. Could have held back Ebon Death, but I think the correct play is just trying to get them dead right there. Okay, nice 1, 2, maybe 3 if we draw a white source. Let's go. Cave on 1, pretty sweet. Against red goblins again. There's been a lot of goblins today, like a lot more than any other day of the format. I guess people are just trying to outrace the Is It Dragons deck. Alright, let's go. Untap land. Untap land. Or you know what? I'd even take tap land at this point. Okay. Or more of that. Let's make the Aspire into 3/3 and get in there. Oh yeah, we're on the beatdown. Land 3 is very necessary. Now we're out of turn 2 action. Opponent down to 11. Playing a bunch of goblins out. Yep. They have their plan, I have mine. Down to 13. There's land 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This puts them to 1, right? Hold on. Yeah, with the Tomb of Annihilation. God, that's tough. Okay. Yep, opponent can go to 1. I'm gonna play Nadar out as a blocker. Which one do I go for? I think we just, well, do I want to scry? They're probably gonna be dead to anything I do. So is it worth putting myself even lower? I don't think so. I think we just take a scry here. White source, awesome. Sorry if you guys hear some rumbling in the background. There are massive thunder showers around me right now. Luckily, MTG servers are holding up. Okay. So am I dead? Well, let's say they pump the mana into the goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I will be dead. So let's not actually be dead and block the big goblin. And we fall to 1, and that's game. I do not think the opponent did the math. It was really just some simple addition, and we managed to kill them. Sweet. Lots of goblins today. Alright, I mean, let's go. End is a little weird. It's not very aggressive, so we're gonna hope we're against something aggressive. So we can go curve Eye Twitch into double removal spell, and then Ebon Death. If the opponent takes out my Eye Twitch, I can always learn for environmental sciences, guarantee myself the other swamp against what looks like red. Okay, sweet. We don't need to actually do that just yet. We can start racing in the air. Rakdos. Rakdos goblins, Rakdos aggro. Could be anything. Any 2-drop worth removing, because I don't think this is worth removing, at least not right away. I don't care too much about a 1-mana 1/1. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a Vanishing Verse. Let's get in there. Play out the swamp. Eye twitch and hold open Vanishing Verse again. Decent draw. They go for a dispute. Very happy I didn't Vanishing Verse then. We get to learn. What am I learning for? I mean, Exhibition is fine. I don't think we're casting it for a while. Does that mean I just take Necrotic Fumes? But we already have 2 removal spells. Maybe I just take Sciences to progress my mana. Meh. And if this dies, we can fetch Exhibition. Okay. Hitting your lands is important. Especially if I have Ebon Death on board. Just having a proactive card is pretty nice. Oh, it's Mardu. Okay. Mardu Killian. I think that's worth a Vanishing Verse. We'll see if the opponent wants to spend some treasures to cast something. They do want an Eye Twitch. Right, monocolored permanent. Very true. So we're going to take this out, make sure it can't learn. Attack for 1. Now, what's the play? Ebon Death? Or like Soul Shatter plus Usher? Let's get Ebon Death down. Get an actual clock on the opponent. With Ebon Death, it would be a 3-turn clock. With Eye Twitch as well. Right, like the combination of the 2 of them. 6 times 3, 18. Showdown of the Scalds. Okay, well. Opponent's trying to play a value game and I'm just trying to kill them. Land, Fireblade Charger, okay. Not a bad showdown. Don't mind the thunder, if you guys can hear it. I have like all my noise filters on, but I'm still not sure. Okay. We'll get in there. So, Environmental Sciences or Shatter plus Usher. I like Shatter plus Usher. Get that down tapped. Okay, whenever you cast a spell, beef something up. Also, Manland is really clutch here. We need 1 more land to start activating it, but it can really help us get out of some messes. If they cast anything with a treasure on this turn or the following turn, it'll get really big. Okay. Good thing we're at 18. I'm not forced into any bad blocks. I think I can take one from Kalane. They play another Kalane. Alright, so I'm glad I didn't use my Soul Shatter. That would have been really bad. Opponent will make a treasure. Honestly, I'm going to hold this Soul Shatter. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can put my opponent to 1. And then any venture kills them. Ooh, that's really tempting. Alright, we're going to go for it. I guess 1 more black. Animate the cave. Put him to 2. Oh, we put him to 2. Okay, not 1. So 1 more venture will not kill them, but 1 more attack from anything plus a venture will kill them. Sorry. And we're at 15, so we're sitting pretty for the moment. Showdown is still active, so anything they play will beef up their creatures. I think that's the 3rd Fireblade Charger of the game. Yep. So opponent's drawn a bunch of low impact cards and Showdown. So trade? No. If even the Usher connects, we win the game. So we're gonna chill and just hold the Usher. And 4 cards is not that many. I mean, I've been playing a lot of draft. I'm used to looking at the cards in hand for my opponent now. Okay. Everything gets... So they went for the minus clause. Each creature gets -2/-2. So wipes my board. And... I mean, at least the charger won't deal any damage. Oh no, they return. They reanimate some stuff. Okay. All right, so are they just dead here? I think they are, right? They have 2 mana. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back to that screen. Can I get my view battlefield? Yeah, okay. So 5 mana, animate the cave, attack with everything. They block like here, and they're dead to the cave. If they have 2 mana removal, they survive. I could also just play this Soul Shatter here and try to kill them with this. There's a couple lines we can take, but at least we're not dead to Ulrich if we take this one. I don't know. It's basically, are we playing around a 2 mana removal spell or not?